Day 19 of my 28-day somatic journey. Welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Cheryl with Yoga in Small Spaces. And for the last, including today, 19 days, I have been religiously doing a somatic practice daily. 2 somatic movements or a somatic meditation and then a movement. So always 2 that I introduce each day. Yesterday, if you saw day 18, it was probably the longest video. It was about 48 minutes. So without me talking, it was probably 42 minutes. Yeah, before the video was, before I started moving, I talked about 5 to 6 minutes. And it was a great practice. It was what my body needed. I focused just on the hands, wrists, and fingers, a little bit of the arms. Today, we're going to focus on our 3-part breath, which we did within week 1, if I'm correct. And also, I'm going to be introducing to you swimming shoulders is another somatic movement flow that we have not done within these 19 days or 18 days. Today's day 19, we'll be doing swimming shoulders. We're going to start with our 3-part breath because I want to bring myself in tune with my parasympathetic nervous system. And I've been moving a lot already today, so I just need to bring myself centered, coming into connection with inner awareness, physically and mentally. And when I did this 3-part breath earlier in this program, I went right into the pranayama from the belly all the way up. Today, I'm going to break it apart and then go into a full 3-part breath. So however you want to sit, on the floor on a mat, maybe on a bolster or a pillow, maybe you want to sit in a chair, maybe you're still in bed, but just come to a seated position. And I'm just noticing the pattern of my breath before I go dive deep into the pranayama. I'm noticing where my mind is wanting to wander. And then connecting my mind, my thoughts to my breath. Noticing where my breath is entering the body. For me, it's my nostrils. Feeling like it's a little bit short at the moment, not very fluid. And then physically noticing where the breath is traveling to naturally within my torso. I'm going to start focusing in on the 3-part breath. But like I said, I'm going to break it apart for myself today and for you too, if you are joining in and participating. So the 3-part breath always starts within the abdomen, and we're visualizing this line of breath up on the inhalation. It's like a little golden string. And then the exhalation from the upper torso all the way back down into the abdomen. I'm just going to allow myself to bring my hands to my belly. And on this first round of 5 breaths, I'm just going to focus on belly expansion and contraction. So I'm going to inhale, expand my belly on the count of 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 1. Breath in, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3. Have 3 more rounds. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3. One more. Inhale, exhale. Return to my natural breath. I'm now going to move within my thoracic rib cage, so around the diaphragm. This one I find super tricky. Most of us do. We have a lot of disconnect from our diaphragm and thoracic rib cage area with our breath. I've been working on it. It is a little tricky for me. And that's where we're going to go. Another 5 rounds. The first round, I'll do the breath or the breath count. And then I'm just going to go silence, just saying just going through my 5 rounds. If you're a little bit longer than me or shorter, that's absolutely okay. So I'm actually going to bring my hands just below my chest and see if I can feel the opening and closing of my rib cage. Fully exhale. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 1. The next 4 rounds I'm going to do silently. Super proud of myself. This is something I learned about myself. I would say more summer into September, where I actually had a disconnect of breathing, having that connection within my rib cage. Went to an osteopath and she's like, you're completely stuck. And I actually do have an issue within my rib cage with the muscles, with how my rib cage, your rib cage does float. And I have an issue of where in certain positions, and it was getting worse, it's almost like my muscle will get caught underneath my rib cage. And now I felt it. I felt the movement of my rib cage. Have not had that sensation or focused in on it in quite a long time with my hands, and it was very gratifying. All right, this last part is the chest. So I'm going to exhale fully. Just noticing if my clavicle and the upper rib cage opens. So here we go. Inhale. 2, 3. This one's kind of stuck. Exhale. 2, 3. Breath in. Breath out. The last 3 I'll do silently. it started to move. I started to get that connection because I was visualizing it also. Visualization is such a nice tool, especially when working with breath or having the breath traveling when we're in our poses, also within somatic yoga or even any form of yoga or movement. I'm going to take those 3 sections and now add them, put them all together as a package. When I inhale, it's going to be starting at the abdomen, beautiful golden string being pulled up towards the upper torso. And then on the exhale, drawing down to the navel and root. I'm going to do it 5 times. The first time I'll put the count in, and the next 4 will be in silence. So I'm going to empty all the air out. Here we go. Inhale. 2, 3. Exhale. 2, 3. Next 4 in silence. Returning to my natural breath. Feel like I have a little bit more opening within my rib cage. I'm very much more centered. I did find putting the 3 together a little bit of a difficulty in connecting with my upper rib cage into my thoracic. But at the last 3, they started to kind of combine nicer together. So this is something I would normally do, putting together for at least a 3 to 4 minute breath work minimum. I'm going to move to the next practice. And what I'm going to move into is our somatic movement flow of swimming shoulders. I want you to be very mindful, as I will be, because I do have those neck issues I've mentioned quite a few times in these videos. And with swimming shoulders, there is work within, of course, the neck, the shoulders, the upper and mid back, chest, and side body. We're going to make our way onto our bellies. I am going to take my sweater off so you can see the movement of my shoulders. As you'll see, I just put a blanket on my mat because I want to have a little bit of support for my neck coming onto my belly. For most of you, if you're able to turn the neck and just place it down and switching directions between each set, you're more than welcome to do that. But for myself, I know to keep my neck in line with the rest of my spine. So I'm going to come down onto my belly. I am going to take my mic off and put it more in front of my mat. I'm trying a new system here where it follows my head. So you'll notice how the camera's moving around. It's pretty cool, actually. So I'm going to put the mic actually more on the inside here. I'm bringing my forehead to my blanket because I know rotating my head can be really uncomfortable for my neck. So just bringing that neutral alignment, bringing the hands and forearms onto the mat or on either side of the mat, depending on the length of your arms. And like I do have a bend here, about a 90-degree angle. I am having my shoulders nice and neutral. So for the first set, and just think about it, swimming shoulders. We're going swimming in non-existent water. Our water is the air. But I'm going to allow myself to raise up just a little bit here, forehead up off the mat. I'm going to bring my left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Pause. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Pause. I'm going to do this 4 more times. Left forward, right back. Pause. And switch. Pause. That's for 2 rounds. I have 3 more. Left. Pause. Right. Pause. Left. Pause. Right. Pause. 1 more. Left and right. I'm going to have my shoulders come back neutral, bring my forehead down. If you're able to turn your head, if you had your right ear on the mat the first time, now turn the neck the other way with left ear or vice versa. Again, my neck, I know to be very kind to it because it's just doesn't like to hold those rotations right now. And that's absolutely okay. Then the second round, we bring our shoulders both forward and then back. Okay. So instead of 1 at a time, we're forward and back. Okay. Here we go. Gonna lift my forehead gently up off the mat. Shoulders forward, shoulders back. I'm going to be very organic with my head here, not trying to hold it stationary so there's no strain in the neck. It's my last one, both shoulders coming up and shoulders back. I'm going to release my head down. Now the next round, my elbows actually are going to come up off the mat in a moment. And what we're doing is we're going to be squeezing shoulders in and then spreading them apart. So we're going to be broadening the shoulders. So hands gently mount into the ground. I lift my elbows up. I bring my head gently up off the mat. And then I bring shoulders in and shoulders away. It's kind of weird. In. Shoulder blades towards spine and then spread them out. 3 more. In. Giving a little bit of lengthening to my neck here. Out. 2 more. In. Out. In. And out. And then fully release. And remember, you're wanting to alternate which way your head is coming down. Again, mine I have on the blanket. So now we're going to combine those 3 movements. And when you think of swimming shoulders, think of someone in the water. we'll do it in one direction 3 times and then the other direction 3 times. I'm just going to limit it for myself today just to be very, I'd really like to know how it feels by tomorrow by combining those 3 movements into the full circular motion of the shoulders. So pushing my hands into the ground, elbows up, head up, and here we go. Right forward, left, right, left, right. And you'll see that I'm not holding my head still, letting it sway. And now the opposite direction. Ooh, gonna back off here a bit. I do feel this in left shoulder blade on the inside muscle, of where the left comes in. I'm going to release. I think that was 3. And down. Slowly making my way up to a seated position to finalize the practice with a body scan. I'm going to turn on to my side and put this back on me. Yeah, that one can be quite amazing connection of figuring out what's going on with the upper back and shoulders and neck. Coming on to your sit bones, palms up or however you want to sit, and do 3 beautiful cleansing breaths. And inhale, releasing it all through the mouth. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in and breath out. I always love to check in on my neck. Moving it gently front to back, side to side, a gentle, gentle movement. Day 19. Thank you so much for joining me. Any feedback, comments, feel free, DM me. You can email me at yogaindsmallspaces@gmail.com. You can shoot me a DM on here or within Facebook or Instagram, Yoga in Small Spaces with Cheryl. My group is growing. It's kind of cool to see people subscribing. Feel free to share and like it. The more likes and subscriptions, better for me. So I'll say it. Have a fantastic day, fantastic week, fantastic month. And I'll be back here on my mat tomorrow for day 20. Bye, everyone. Mwah.